This starts with a psychic named Reigen, who basically, to put it nicely without offending anyone, is a failure. And why do I call him a loser? Well, he calls himself a psychic, who basically exercises spirits. But suddenly, this spirit appeared. But don't worry, Reigen is here to stop them, and he pulls out his master technique, which has been worked on for more than 3 years. Indeed, it is throwing salt. As he realized that it didn't do anything to him, he had to use a secret weapon. Good afternoon, Mop. Hey, look, I need you to do some work. Could you come in, please? And Mop came, a high school kid, and the protagonist of the story. And he busts it. Oh my god, he's super strong, and worst of all, this kid is a disciple of Reigen. I mean, he worked for him. Look at how much he earns, bill after bill, and look what he pays him, 3 coins. But, Master, there is something I don't understand. He was a lower level spirit. How could you not defeat him?
Listen, someone as strong as me could melt absolutely everyone with a simple exorcism. I want to help you, that's why I'll leave you the weakest.
Poor Mob. Mob had powers, and was basically broken. But he had a normal life, and he couldn't use his powers on people. He broke spoons with his family, and he had a brother named Ritsu, who had no powers. He also went to school where, to put it nicely, he was useless. And in sports, he didn't really dazzle much either. Come on, jump here. Come on, kick here. And that's how Mob Psycho 100 in a nutshell begins. And that's also how Reigen and Mob started doing jobs. Like the time they went to a girls' school. Such elegance, please. But they intercepted Reigen at the entrance because he had a questionable appearance. But Mob had to go on, and he got in. Like a woman. And I don't know why they made him go in as woman, but okay. He decided to do it anyway. So, he started looking for the demon all over the school. Until he found him and locked him in a court. The demon showed up and did the next thing. He popped him. Thus proving that you should never underestimate the bald-haired characters. Mob then remembered that he always wanted to pick up a girl, but every time he tried, she didn't notice him. So he ended up joining the bodybuilding club. Jacked Mob. Jacked Mob is coming! And so he began to train and train, with some fainting included, in order to conquer this girl. Later, Mob met a spirit disguised as a person. Mob ended up exploding, because he would explode and lose control if his emotional capacity reached 100%. He himself would release his emotions, which was happening, and he got this aura. Nice, the mushroom head at 100%. Ultra Instinct makes you more jacked. And well, that explains the title of the series. And now that he was at 100%, they started to fight. The next day, Mob woke up and a strange thing appeared, and he said,
"Good morning! Not a nice morning, partner. Do you want us to shake hands?"
I thought I was in a dream. Turns out that green thing, the spirit he beat yesterday, wanted to work with Mob. This one was called Dimple, and he wanted to possess Mob and take his body, although they ended up becoming buddies. Later, Mob's school gang had been defeated by another school, so the gang went to the bodybuilding club to ask for help, but they ignored them because they didn't support violence. Wait a minute. That's why they used the big Mob. They sent him a love letter from a girl that wanted to see him in a park, and to the other school, they sent a letter to provoke them all to go to that park. So, both ended up going, and they kidnapped Mob. This way, the bodybuilding club would go to rescue Mob. I don't think it's a great plan, but well, it worked. Although poor Mob was left with a desire to see the girl. And when it was time to rescue them, they would blow up the whole school. What a good club! They are really good people. Not supporting violence, my ass. And after they had taken them all down, another guy from that school arrives. Their leader. So, the bodybuilding club began to fight. But this guy had powers, and his fighting attacks were not effective against a psychic. What a reference to Pokemon I just threw at you. And so all the bodybuilders were knocked down, and the only one left was Mob. And when I thought I was gonna see an epic fight between two psychics, Mob didn't want to use his powers because he didn't use them in front of other people, because he could hurt them. What? Come on. But the blonde guy started destroying him. and he kept destroying Mob to make him show him his powers, but he didn't, until he grabbed knives and threatened him. But the only thing he did was, well, now he was bald. He started to strangle him, and Mob fell. What a crazy fight in animation. Mob lost control and started absorbing all the energy and broke the whole damn school. But after all that, he regretted what he did, fixed the whole school, and became friends with the bald guy. On the other hand, Mob's brother Ritsu, despite being a great person, a great student, and good at sports, was envious of his brother because he had no powers. Throughout the days, he trained and also asked Dimple to help him get into his body, and his psychic powers were increasing. Likewise, there was a rumor in the schools that there was someone invincible and could destroy everyone. The one who could do that was Mob, because he had defeated the Bald. Man, well, I don't know why I say rumors. It's reality. He is the strongest and could defeat everyone. But well, that's why many students and school leaders wanted to fight and face him. But Ritsu, now that he was united with Dimple, started to destroy all the leaders of different schools, and it confused Mob with Ritsu, because he wanted to surpass his brother. And after a few days, he was able to obtain the powers, and his personality also changed. He went from being a nice person to being a bully, and to start attacking people on the street. What's more people kept going and more schools and more gang members kept going, but they just ended up getting thrown away. Until Mob took notice. Ah, he is the law. He realized what his brother was doing, and Ritsu wanted to fight him, but Mob was just happy because his brother had finally got his powers. What a great man! But, suddenly, out of nowhere, a guy appeared and wanted to kidnap Ritsu, and Mob tried to defend him. He tried to stop him, but he only got beaten up. But he decided to activate his powers, and ended up fighting against this guy, but the level difference was big. And then, this epic battle came. Oh damn! But don't worry, he was still alive, and he only ended up with a graze. Ritsu was taken to a group of psychics who wanted to disrupt the world, and they had more than 100. Mob would wake up in the house of Hanazawa, the bald one, who would no longer be bald, but now would have a damn cactus on his face. So the question is, why among all the wigs that exist, why would you have to choose the one with the damn cactus? The one with the pineapple, the cucumber thing? There are normal wigs, not 3-meter wigs. But hey, to each his own. The cactus would help Mob to rescue his brother and the other psychics. And so they entered this organization, having to destroy some guys first. When they entered, the guy who took Ritsu appeared and came back to fight against them. This time Mob was upset by the beating they gave him before, so he came with everything, and now he wasn't holding back anymore. And there's a difference, because the truth is, in the first fight they spent an episode fighting, and in this one, they took 10 seconds. Mob had him like a ping pong ball, bouncing around. And because they were in a wide place, they separated, and the organization would take out reinforcements. On one hand, Dimple would fight, but would be trapped and sealed. And on the other hand, Hanazawa the cactus would also be defeated. But Mob did well in his confrontations, taking down this girl. And well, they quickly got out of hand. They captured everyone, Dimple, Hanazawa, and Mob. Yes, he fainted, although he was able to reunite with his brother. And well, everything is lost. Although, when absolutely everything was lost, the great Reagan would arrive. Yes, he would not arrive because he knew what was happening, but because he wanted to see Mob for a job, and they had tracked him down. When he went in, they would mistake him for the leader of that organization. He didn't understand anything that was going on. He went in and met Mob. He basically fooled them, not knowing he was fooling them. It's genius. He saved them, but they would run into these guys.
I am the greatest psychic in modern history. Go pack your bags.
And so they would start fighting. Luckily though, they were saved by Mob and the cactus. They gave it all up for Mob, but he was going up against a really strong guy. When Mob was losing, Reagan got in a flying kick, saving Mob, and he ended up taking him down. And actually, even though he didn't have psychic powers, he was a damn great fighter, because he also punched another guy. But it would get complicated and now the real battle would begin. the 3 children and Reigen against everyone. From this way, everything would get out of control. Reigen told Mob not to use his powers because they were not used with humans. But Mob, with all this stress, reached 100% and lost control. In that instant, Reigen grabbed him. And suddenly, the most epic moment of the series would come. Reigen with freaking powers! God, look at that aura, it's totally broken. Reigen ended up knocking down everyone. Wait, what? Well, Mob ended up passing on his powers. But still, it would show that he may be a fraudster, but he's a great mentor, full of good ideals and loves Mob very much. He gave him very good advice. And in this magnificent way, he was crowned as my favorite character of this series. And this would end here. The pineapple head had an acceptable cut, because it was cut with a sword. And Dimple came out stronger. And that's how Mob Psycho 100 would end, where Reigen and Mob continue doing missions. If you liked the video, comment and leave a like. And don't forget to check out these videos. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace!